I am Vasanta Prasad, author of the cookbook titled Indian Vegetarian Cooking from an American Kitchen, which is going to be a simple broccoli curry with onions and garlic. First step is to start with broccoli. Of course, you have to always make sure you get the best healthy looking broccoli vegetable. What we have to do is cut the broccoli florets first. A lot of people they don't use all the part of the stems, but I feel they have a very crunchy texture too, so why not make use of it. Let me get a plate too. So what I do is I take out the hard part of the stem, but the interior part is still very tasty and it's very crunchy. So I like to make use of the most of this stalks. So this is basically this is what you cut the broccoli, the whole part of broccoli into, including the stem. And then once it is done, what I do is I fill up a big pot of a 6 quarts dish with water, bring it to a boil, salt it, and then put the broccoli, and I cook it maybe about 7 to 8 minutes. I don't want it to be too mushy, but it should be done kind of crunchy and still a little what shall I say, retains its texture. What I did is I have already cooked the broccoli in advance, and what I like to do is once it is cooked almost like little more than 3/4, I put a pan on the open stove and add olive oil and then keep on stirring on a high heat so that the pieces are really have a crunchy feeling. I mean crunchy feeling of course when you taste it, but they look a little a shade darker, like a light brownish color, the stems and all that. This is the way it should look. And of course the other ingredients for this broccoli curry are onions and 2 cloves of garlic. Of course you finely cut them, and we are going to heat up this pan here and add a little. I'm adding a little olive oil. I'm using the extra virgin olive oil actually, but you can use I think just the regular olive oil too. It need not be extra virgin. The other ingredients for this curry is I am using about a teaspoon of cumin seeds. What I do is I have already kind of pre-roasted them on the open stove. No oils, no butter, nothing. Just like that, you just roast it until you can smell it. When you roast any of these grains, whether it's coriander seeds or cumin seeds, you get the best of these grains, and they smell a great deal though in the dish. It really works out better. And the cumin seeds, and then I have the red chili peppers, dried ones. I have about 6 of them, but of course if you like it milder you can just do with 1 or 2. It doesn't really matter. And I also have the black pepper, about maybe half a teaspoon to 3/4 of a teaspoon. And to give a little creamy touch to the dish, I have some cashews. And if in case you live nearby an Indian store and you happen to have the dried coconut powder, you can use that also instead of the cashews. But if you are not close to any place, you don't have to worry about it. You can substitute the cashews for the coconut powder. Okay, so what you do is Now the oil is done. The onions are already sauteed and they are kind of mildly caramelized, and of course the sweet onion along with 2 cloves of garlic. What you do is with the garlic you kind of course peel the skin and then cut it into very, very small pieces and then kind of mince it. Just about 2 for a big head of broccoli is good enough. Okay. While the onion is almost sauteed to the color that I want to, what I have to do is make all these ingredients a fine powder of it. And of course, to do that, I use the coffee grinder. But in my house, I think I use this to blend the spices more than I do the coffee powder. So that's why I call this as spice grinder actually. And you put all these ingredients in here and then make a fine powder. And now that the onion is almost done, this is the way it should look. At this point, what we are going to do is add the which was cooked about 8 to 10 minutes in hot water, in the salted boiling water, and then I drain it and take out all the water though, and then I saute it with a little bit of olive oil in a high heat, and this is the crispy broccoli which I'm going to add to the pan. Now I'm going to add a little bit salt, and I'm adding all the spices which are powdered, but they don't have to be too fine though. It could have a little bit of a texture in it. A spoon. And this spice mixture stays good with even potato curry or any other curry. If you want to make it, you can make a lot of it and then keep it with you almost, at least for about a month or 2. It tastes good. And then you kind of stir it until all the spices are kind of incorporated. Okay, this is the way the finished broccoli curry looks.